Blog Talk Radio.
You're quite hostile.
I got a right to be hostile, man. My people been persecuted.
Yes, I'm black, I'm proud of it. I'm black and beautiful.
Get it, do it.
Revolution is not revenge, it's a process.
I want the truth.
We have to dare to be different and dare to tell the truth.
We don't see the fire, but the house is burning.
Pick up a book and feed your mind.
Took over.
How will the people say, you are a deceived people. Nobody else can do this for us.
Take that white Jesus down.
Something is wrong.
Do the research like we do the research, you'll be convinced also.
Turn off Fake Housewives of Atlanta.
Continue to raise the intellect and the consciousness of the human family.
Professor Griff knows.
Yo, I ain't no toast.
Check 1 2 1 2. Check 1 2 1. Yo, seriously? Alright. Like, you know what I mean now?
Driving this.
No, why come you didn't open it, Griffin? Oh, you got jokes.
I got it. Most of them.
Anyway, this is NMEMindz. This is NMEMindz Radio on the Minds Matter Blog Talk Radio Network. All right, what matters of the mind matter. All right. Greetings, family, peace, hotep, shalom, assalamu alaikum, abibi, afodie, alafia, free the land. As my good sister Pan Africa would say, on the move. All right. Good evening and welcome to another edition of NMEMindz Radio with your hosts, Professor Griff and most wanted ZaZa.
Why I gotta be most wanted? Why I gotta be most wanted, bro?
No comment.
Man, don't be putting me out there like that.
No comment.
Peace to the gods and goddesses. Peace to the RBGs. Peace to the Pan-African family. Peace to the I can hear all that.
Oh.
Peace to the Rastafari. Shout out to the brother who sent me a message and said thank you for shouting out the Rastafari, most definitely. Peace to the Black nationalists, the Moors, the Hebrew Israelites, the Native Americans, the Afro-Latino family, and the original family covering every 196,940,000 square miles of this here planet called Earth.
This is the show where minds produce minds that produce minds that produce great minds because minds matter. We are souls in search of souls that are like minds, like mine. This show and every show is dedicated to all those that are dedicated. As taught to us by Dr. Reb Phil Valentine.
And we were also taught by Sister Amy Garvey to stand on our own 2 feet and fight like hell for our place in this world.
And we're definitely standing on the verge of getting it on to bring about revolution. A revolution of the mind, that is, because minds matter. Revolution is complete, constructive, conscious, cosmic change. It's given to us by Dr. Khalid Abdul Muhammad. Oh.
Thank you. Reverend, and the African proverb teaches us that revolution is when women give birth to men. It is through the womb that man perfects himself, and it is through love that man is truly transformed.
And you on the screen. Let's see how it goes.
No, but yes. Thank you.
You can be whatever you want to be in this world's life on your way to becoming gods and goddesses, having a human experience called you, as taught to us by Professor James Small.
And we were also taught by the most honorable Elijah Muhammad that to find God we must look within. Heaven and hell is a state of mind, not an actual physical place, brothers and sisters. to build minds from hurl truth or falsehood, destroying and rebuilding.
Once again, this is NMEMindz Radio. On the Minds Matter Blog Talk Radio Network, where matters of the mind matter. Our aim and our mission
is to raise the vibration of kids by thinking into the mind of the Creator as taught to us by NMEMindz.
You have a picture of us in the studio? Can you put it up on the NMEMindz page? You have one?
The one solid book.
Yeah, can you put it up
yep.
so people can see what we do,
yep.
what we're doing in here, how
yep.
we're doing it? Also, we'd like to raise the conscious level of the human family and replace racism and white supremacy with justice so that we can live in peace on this planet that we affectionately call Earth. The call-in number is 347. I said that like Mike Tyson.
Yeah.
The call-in number is 347-633-9644. We definitely want to know what's on your mind. And in the spirit of our ancestors to whom shoulders we stand on, we would simply like to say Ashe. And Ashe simply means, so be it. Tonight, we want to call the spirit. We want to call on and call down the spirit of a brother whom I studied and didn't know the depth and the magnitude of what I was actually looking at because I only had one book. And this book was the book that those people were using to study at that particular time. That I ran across this brother's work. Heard his name before several times. Didn't really know the depths and the magnitude of what this brother was bringing and what he had to offer. I speak of none other than our brother J.A. Rogers.
You all right?
Something candy, man.
Joel Augustus Rogers was born in Jamaica, 1883 to 1966. A self-educated man, he was an author, historian, and journalist traveling in Europe, Asia, and Africa in search of material on the African peoples and the African diaspora. He challenged prevailing ideas about race in his time, which is also reflected in the following excerpt. His articles have been published in various newspapers in such magazines as the American Mercury, The Crisis, The Survey Graphic, and the Journal of Negro History. Let's see. Just trying to find his quote here.
It is very difficult to find his quote, but they have the long passage there. The article is an excerpt from his book, From Superman to Man, I believe, wherein it talks about Germany in 1954, and it talked about at another time he had heard the same speaker deliver himself up for a particular opinion in reference to black people. And why it was comfortable for white people to continue to call black people niggas.
Well, one of the things he says here, he says, it says they had been the means of his acquiring. Wait, let me back up because I can't just start mid-swing. He went on to reflect on the discussions he had heard on the cars and other places from time to time of what he called the heirloom ideas that many persons had concerning the different varieties of the human race. These discussions, he went on to reflect, had done him good. They had been the means of his acquiring a fund of knowledge on the subject of race, as they had caused him to look up these opinions he had, though incorrect in the works of standard scientists. Moved by these thoughts, he took a Morocco-bound notebook from his vest pocket and wrote, quote, "This doctrine of racial superiority apparently incited the other white peoples, most of whom were enemies to one another, to unite against the Germans and destroy their empire. Will the doctrine of white superiority over the darker races produce a similar result to white empire?"
Not sure.
I was going back. Yeah, I was thinking about Sex and Race.
Yeah.
In Sex and Race, Part 1, he talks about, of course, he was a well-traveled man. And he talks about his experience in Europe and how the white women talked about their relationships with black men.
Right.
And it was always based on sex. They didn't talk from his experience. I believe he was in France. And he talked about how the women didn't talk about these men in an endearing, loving kind of way. It was more based on sex.
Right.
So you should definitely get Sex and Race. How many volumes is there? 3? 2 or 3?
3.
Okay. 3 volumes of that book. 100 Amazing Facts About the Negro.
That's the one I was studying from.
Yeah, that's like
classic.
You have to get that book.
Right.
And as a parent, if you don't have, a large, vast library, that I highly recommend that book. For one, it's inexpensive. It's a small book, but it has so much information, and you can take the information that he left in the book and go and do the research and do, projects and book reports and whatnot. So definitely honoring the memory and the legacy of the historical giant, J.A. Rogers.
He says on one occasion he had heard this man say vehemently, the nigger is a menace to our civilization and should be kept down. I'm opposed to educating him, for the educated nigger is a misfit in the white man's civilization.
Wow. Shakir just sent me a message in the chat room. He said, does everyone have sound? So if you're in the chat room, hit me up and let me know if you have sound. Miss Bud, Darius, Carter, Breed, C, let me know.
Where's my phone?
But I'm sure we do, because they would have said something.
Oh, you ready?
Yep.
Oh. 1, 2.
Okay, yeah, they're
3,
good.
4,
Everybody can hear.
Is a caricature of no good, of no good can result from his butting in our affairs. Would to God that none of them breed had ever set on the shores of our country. No, cracker, you brought anyway. The proper place for a nigger, he had said quite aloud, on seeing Dixon engaged in wiping out the wash bowls. So basically, he looked in the wash bowl, and basically, the whole white-black thing, I guess they determined that black people should not use, not black people at that time, niggers should not use the same wash bowl as white people. At another time, he had heard the same speaker deliver himself in his opinion, basically saying, you may say what you please, but I would never eat with a nigger. I couldn't stomach it. God has placed an inseparable barrier between black and white that will ever prevent them from living on the same social plane, at least so far as the Anglo-Saxon is concerned. I have no hatred for the black man. In fact, I could have none, but he must stay in his place. Oh, he's basically saying I don't have any hatred. I could have some, but I really don't have any. I just want the nigga to stay in his place, basically. He says that's something else. But racially, what's this word? ANTIPATHY.
Antipathy.
And what does antipathy mean?
Antipathy is like, it's sort of like sorrow or apathy.
But if it's anti, wouldn't it be the opposite of?
Yeah, what is putty? So no, that wouldn't be the accurate way to break that word down.
Right.
Yeah.
But anyway, it says you don't have to take my word for it, said another snappily. What the hell is this? SNAPPILY.
Snappily?
Is it? Now this must be coming from the 50s. Is this the terminology they used then? Okay.
Yeah.
Last but not least, and I'm going to get through this, didn't Abraham Lincoln say that there's a physical difference between the black and the white races, which I believe will forbid the two races from living together on terms of social and political equality? Call it what you will, but there is an indefinable,
Sound like you talking to a brother who just got out the pen.
I know, right? It's an indefinable something within me that tells me that I am indefinitely better than the best nigga that have ever lived.
Wow.
Ooh, Abe Lincoln. The feeling is instinctive, and I am not going to violate nature. They say by nature, the lowest white man is better than the best nigga that ever lived.
Yeah. Just for correction's sake, antipathy is a deep-seated feeling of dislike or aversion, hostility, animosity, dislike,
all right,
hatred.
So let me read that sentence over.
Yeah, so we can properly understand.
That's nothing else but racial antipathy. His opponent had objected. Still don't make sense.
Yeah.
Anyway, J.A. Rogers is our ancestor for tonight, and we stand on that brother's shoulders. So in the spirit of all the prophetess, messengers, guys who came to us in the person of great women, to all those unknown soldiers that have fought, bled, and died for the freedom, liberation of our people here in the wilderness of North America and the black African diaspora, we say 3 times, Ashe, Ashe, Asheo. If you'd like to contact me, just hit me up, shot it straight on news. Y'all call 678-557-2919, folks. 678-557-2919. Go to my website, www.professorgriff.me. That's professorgriff.me. All right? Email me at professorgriffpe@gmail.com.
You can hit me up on Facebook at ZaZa Ali. You can, our Twitter handle, our Facebook page is NMEMindz Radio. That's NMEMindz Radio. Our Twitter handle is at NMEMindz Radio. My website to purchase my book, Black Matters, is www.blackmattersbook.com. Shout out to, I'm getting ahead of myself, blackmattersbook.com. If you would like to email us about upcoming events, lectures, DVDs, DVD sale, anything, you can send an email to mindzmatterbtrs@gmail.com. That's mindzmatterbtrs@gmail.com. Shout out to all of the cooperative economics members. Thank you so much for your support for the Marcus Garvey School out in Los Angeles. We have definitely started this month out with a bang, and we want to keep it going strong. The Marcus Garvey School in Los Angeles is a beautiful learning institution. We have adopted the school for the next 3 months for our cooperative economics support our school. So if you would like to make a donation, whether you are in the cooperative economics group or not, you can go to mgsla.org. That's M like Marcus, G like Garvey, S like Sam, L like L like L. Los Angeles, mgsla.org. There's a donate button. Right on that page, you can hit donate and make a right now contribution to helping to raise and edify our children. And once again, shout out to all of the cooperative economics group members. Shout out to Brother Mark out in the UK. Thank you so much, brother. Got the email. We appreciate you. And I feel like I'm forgetting something. Black Matters.
What is the website again for the Marcus Garvey?
mgsla.org.
www.mg.
Yeah, like Marcus Garvey School, LA. That's what I meant to say, but I got tongue tied. mgsla.org. Yes.
Okay, cool.
And we have new members in cooperative economics that have hit me up. They want to be a part of the crew, so we appreciate you. If you would like to join the cooperative economics, email me at cooperative.economics@yahoo.com.
All right.
I feel like I just forgot something.
You probably did, but you'll probably remember after I'm done. I'm not going to be long.
Okay.
I want to put some chanting ohms behind what I'm about to say. Hold on a minute. I want to give a shout out to everyone that showed up at Greenbrier Mall Madu Bookstore on Saturday for my born day, and just to have a conversation with me, to support me, just to be there, and those that definitely purchased the comic book. I really appreciate that. People showed up consistently throughout the entire 3.5, 4 hours I was there. Thank y'all very much. Really appreciate that. Shout out to Nia and the whole crew. The one card that I did receive for my born day. You got something. You got some good ways about you. And everybody that came through and wanted to sign the card.
Oh, that's beautiful. That's beautiful.
Thank you, Nia, and everybody at Madu Bookstore. Everybody that purchased the comic book online from our website, www.professorgriff.me. Everybody that showed up Saturday, thank you all very, 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 very much from the depths and the bottom of my being. Thank you very much. As y'all know, the people that do know me know, I don't even really celebrate my birthday. I don't do the bash. I don't go to the strip club. I don't smoke an extra long, gigantic blunt. I don't get drunk. I don't do crazy stuff for my birthday. Some of y'all say Earth Day. Some of y'all say Born Day. Anyway, none of those things. I did something very quiet and went to dinner, and I stopped by a photo gallery to see some photography. That's it. That was fine with me. I'm good. But thank y'all very much and really appreciate that. All right. Let me see. Something else I had to say. It'll come to me in a second. But anyway, I want to shout out to everyone that have donated to the GoFundMe rehabilitation fund. I got a call from the lawyer's office today, as a matter of fact. That 15-minute conversation with that lady, man. They talk these legal terms in mumbo jumbo, and it's like, look, man, get on with it. It ain't that damn difficult. You understand what I'm saying? So, still on an upward journey, upward climb. Stepped out with my left foot forward to trample evil. Getting healthier as the days go by. I'll put up a new video, probably the beginning of September, to let y'all see my progress. You'll see me in a cast, in the back brace, and the neck brace. Don't laugh. Because that's how some of y'all want to see me. Y'all need to stop, man. I ain't that dude. Not at all, man. But anyway, thank y'all very much. Really appreciate all of that. And then some. Everybody that have texted me, happy born day, which totaled 228 people.
Oh, wow.
Wow.
That's a beautiful thing.
That's definitely a beautiful thing. Thank y'all very much. Really appreciate that. Thanks to the brothers and sisters in the Virgin Islands, overseas. A couple of brothers hit me from Saudi Arabia and some other places. So thank you very much. Really appreciate that. Yes, I'm officially a senior citizen, 55 years old.
I thought it was 65.
They raised the age.
Why'd you keep saying that?
Good. I got 10 more years.
Let me look this up.
Damn. All right, so I guess I'm not officially a senior citizen. But I tell you what, I sent Chuck D a message because it was his birthday also. Shout out to Chuck D. Happy belated born day. 64? I'm not quite there. Shout out to Swally Lee. My nephew, was his birthday also. Yeah, so my daughter's birthday was August 2nd. BedX. My granddaughter's birthday coming up August 13th. There's a lot of Leos, man.
Yeah.
Scorpios need to just, yeah.
Bruh.
Anyway,
in November, everything
they killed Cecil, man. Like, they killed Cecil, son.
You knew Cecil?
No, but somebody, I seen a member said he wasn't related to Mufasa.
Oh my goodness, it's been funny to me how people are all online, like, why is everybody getting upset because people, they got more love for a lion than they got for black people. It's like, I don't know how I feel about that because...
No, they don't. They eat chicken every day. They kill a whole bunch of animals.
Exactly. And, like, why are we so out of touch with nature that we can't be compassionate about the situation with this devil going out there and killing that lion? I mean, they do it every day, yes. But if there is a story that has made headlines, we could use it as a teaching lesson. We're supposed to be the guardians of the earth.
So what did you feel about it?
I mean, I felt it was disgusting. I felt it was savage. But I'm a nature kind of person. A lot of us.
Did you want to go out and kick up dust for Cecil?
Did I want to go out and kick up dust? No, I said a prayer for Cecil. Within. It was a prayer within to remind me of my purpose, which is to destroy the system of racism, white supremacy. Cecil was the victim just as much as all of us are victims.
Right, exactly.
So, but I think, we got to be kind of mindful.
We're dealing with some devils.
We live in a concrete jungle, so I think we are out of touch with the whole idea of being one with nature and, that type of thing. So not to say that, I understand the hierarchy as far as, humans and animals and stuff like that, but I just think, some of us are a little insensitive when it comes to conversations about wildlife and nature and, things like that.
Like, give me an example. I don't understand what you mean.
I'm talking about this Cecil. This is an example. The situation with Cecil. Black people writing it off as some people care about animals more than they care about. You care more about a lion than you care about black lives. No, we've been banging for black lives for like 4 years straight. Right. So if I put up something about Cecil the lion, that means we can't be empathetic towards wildlife and nature. Yeah.
Yeah, but maybe those people are out of touch because, we were in sync one time with ourselves and the planet and the natural rotation of the planet and everything in it and around it. We were in sync. We're not in sync like we used to be. Mm-hmm. Well, those are my shout-outs. To the brothers and sisters that hit me up, wanted to hang out and do some things. Sorry, I just don't do those things anymore. I'm somebody's granddad, so I have a whole bunch of other things to think about that day. All right? All right, cool. So let's move forward. You got some shout-outs?
Do I have some shout-outs? Said shout-outs to Brother Mark in the UK. I'm forgetting something, and I know I am.
Maybe it'll come back to you.
It'll come to me. I have something sitting on the top of my brain. My sister is in the hospital. I just found out before I got on the air, so definitely sending out love and positivity to my sister Deborah out in Oakland. Stay strong. I think she's going to have some surgery real soon, so definitely want to lend positive energy to her. And looking forward to being with my family. I'm leaving for Oakland next Thursday. Definitely looking forward to seeing my son. This is going to be the first event where Nassim has actually seen me speak.
Ooh.
Well, he saw me speak to some juvenile hall students, but that was like 2010. So this is going to be the first time that he has seen me speak like really publicly, and he has no idea, of the ZaZa Ali that y'all know and love. He just knows I'm his mom. So, this is going to be the first time let him handle the table and make his little money and handle the business end and get his feel for that. And I'm definitely looking forward to that, looking forward to being back home, speaking in front of my family and my friends. Yeah, so it's going to be a beautiful thing.
Oh, give thanks. This is the first time people in Oakland are going to see you speak as ZaZa.
Yeah, well, when I was speaking in Oakland, I was only at juvenile hall. Right. I wasn't speaking. I was just teaching, at the young people.
Right. Okay.
But shout out to Sister Whitney. Shout out to Sister Dosha. They are putting together a fundraiser for us at the nail shop on Grand Avenue in Oakland. So as soon as I have the flyer and the information for that, we'll definitely let everybody know. You can come through and kind of mingle with Griff and ZaZa, get a chance to talk to us. Hear Griff crack jokes, because that's what he does.
Yo,
get your pedicure, your manicure, whatnot. And it's just going to be a fundraiser that, they wanted to do something to assist us with what it is that we do. So definitely love and appreciate them, as well as everybody. Shout out to Jeffrey's Inner Circle out in the town. Shout out to Kingston 11, all of the brothers and sisters that are going to help us to pull the events off in the town. We love y'all, and I just can't wait to get back home to set it off.
All right. Tonight's show, we're going to be talking about memes. I've been mispronouncing this.
Yeah, I watched the video and got checked. Most people pronounce it as memes, but it's memes. Yeah.
Oh, wow. Okay.
The white girl. Mm-hmm.
All right. So this goes just to show and prove that, you had the same face I just made it. Somebody texting me. But white people let me ask you a question. Because this is white people's language, can they just make up words and force them on us?
Can white people just make up words and force them on us?
Because this wasn't a word a minute ago.
What meme? Well, they say this word's been around for some time, actually. They say that this word dates back. Well, I have a video clip, What is the Meme? And the word goes back some time. We just haven't known about it. But the definition of the word has kind of morphed into something else.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. So, from what I know and what I've studied, the average person in America has 400 words in their vocabulary. Uses probably 100 of them. How true is that?
400? I don't know. That's when I read that in the Supreme Wisdom, I had a conscious effort that one day I'm going to sit back and really think about how many words people use. Never did it.
Well, I tested some people recently.
Okay.
I said for the next 3 hours, do not use words you can't define.
Okay.
Challenging.
Okay.
Very challenging. It reduces your vocabulary down to maybe 1 to 2 syllable words. In a heartbeat.
That's interesting.
I think we use words that we've heard other people use, and we think that we use them in the right context.
Well,
but the English language is a very difficult language to use.
Do you have to define the word, or can you give context to the word?
Well, both, because you have to know what it means. Because if the person asks you about something that you're saying, you have to adequately be able to respond. But I'm talking to you.
I'm listening.
But
I read something, and I'm responding to that, but I'm still listening.
Okay.
You want me to respond?
Yeah, respond.
Well, I know a lot of words that I may not know.
What I was saying.
Okay.
But anyway, all right. So let's go on. Yeah. Yeah. So shout out to Brother Rich. So, yeah, I guess Brother Rich, I got you tomorrow night, man. Hit me up. Check out Brother Rich on Black. Why are you looking at me like that?
Because, I'm multitasking over here. I'm trying to keep up with the chat room. So
you did that right in the middle of my sentence when I was talking to you. I was waiting for you to respond so I could go on to the next thing, and it's like, yeah. Anyway, don't worry about it. Brother Rich, Black Magic 363 on YouTube. Tonight's show, we're going to be talking about memes and memes, however you pronounce it. Whether you're from Bayshore, Long Island, or whether you're just from Chitlin Switch, Georgia, or Butt Scratch, Texas, Beaumont, Texas. Anyway, memes or memes, fact or fiction. What I need y'all to do right now is pull up some memes, pull up some memes, go on Facebook, pull some up. Now, let's play the clip so we can get people to understand what is a meme, what is a meme.
Okay. You want to pull it up? You want me to pull it up?
Is it in the?
It's in there.
What is it called?
What is a meme? I got it. You are tuned into NMEMindz Radio, Professor Griff and ZaZa Ali. Let's take a listen to this short clip, get the history behind the word, and then we'll be right back on the other end of this clip.
Hey guys, welcome back to SourceFed. I'm Ancient Aliens guy.
I'm Scumbag Steve.
Aliens.
I made first contact. Stole $20.
What is a meme? Wikipedia says it's an idea, behavior, or style that spreads from person to person within a culture. A meme can be anything from a symbol, a word, a phrase, to a gesture, or even a ritual.
The word meme was coined in 1976 by a British evolutionary biologist named Richard Dawkins. Perhaps you've heard of him in his book titled The Selfish Gene, as a concept for discussion of evolutionary principles in explaining the spread of ideas and culture phenomena.
Thanks, Joe.
You're welcome, Seven.
Today, most of you know of memes as funny pictures or perhaps a silly internet video, much like the one we're performing for you right now. A meme can simply be a funny picture with words on it that you share with your friends. Kind of like this one we just made up.
But since the word and concept of the meme was coined well before the internet existed, that means memes existed in the real world before your precious porn robot came about. Like this little guy with the words "Kilroy was here" beneath him. The image was spray painted on walls, scratched into lockers, and doodled on high school notebooks for decades. And to this day, no one knows its true origin. Ooh. But we do know that it started showing up well before World War II.
I bet it was aliens. How about some other quick examples of IRL memes? Frodo lives was another spray-painted phrase scrawled all over the world. It, of course, is a reference to Frodo Baggins from Lord of the Rings, who was made a sort of a cult hero in the 60s and 70s.
That's really cool.
Yeah.
That's really cool.
It's awesome.
And who can forget the charming and classic Andre the Giant Has a Posse and Obey images that started showing up on telephone poles and sidewalks in the U.S. in the 80s and 90s. Those were started by popular artist Shepard Fairey, who went on to create his iconic image of Barack Obama. And you can learn all about him in that awesome Exit Through the Gift Shop documentary. Hung out with street artists, stole his work.
But when the internet came around, an explosion of new memes hit the scene. It was now way easier to spread an image around than driving all over town at 4 a.m. plastering your stickers or spraying a funny dude with a nose on the wall.
Some say the hamster dance was one of the first examples of an internet meme. From there, shit got crazy. Dancing babies, oh really, lolcats, rickrolls, goatsy.
All your base are belong to us, Bert is evil, Star Wars kid, peanut butter jelly time.
Badger, 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 badger.
Mushroom, mushroom.
It's a snake, oh, a snake.
And who can forget that lovable and huggable pedo bear? The list goes on, literally forever. There's no signs of stopping because new memes are created every day on 4chan and Reddit, and there's literally no end to the madness.
And that's okay because we love memes. We are memes. They're funny. We like funny things. The world loves funny things. And because of that, memes will live on forever.
Aliens.
Effed an alien, didn't tell the government.
So what's your guys' favorite meme? Let us know in the comments down below. Also, there's a like and subscribe button, ain't there, Joe?
There is. You can do all that stuff, and you can also click the annotation and check out the rest of our crap.
And I'm Ancient Aliens guy, and 9/11 was because of aliens.
I didn't come home last night and told you I was abducted. Was with your sister.
Those are supposed to be memes?
Those are internet nerds. I think they were reading some memes. But when you go through, if you just read some of the memes, it would sound like the stuff they're saying. Like really silly, retarded. Like
maybe
you were
it's the
saying
way they're
stuff.
reading it. I just can't vibe. Yeah. Anyway, we have to break for commercials and we'll be right back. Y'all supposed to be pulling up some memes right now. So pull up your memes and press 1, get in the call queue. All right. We'll be right back.
Test of emergency alert system capabilities. This test message has been initiated by National
War is being waged against us on all levels. Be dressed, be ready with Warrior Wear t-shirts, long sleeve shirts, and hoodies. Come check us out at our website, warriorwearbg.com. Again, that's warriorwearbg.com.
Does your business need a boost? Did you hire Pookie and them to do your logo? At Free Yourself Designs, we can help you and your business stand out with our graphic design services, backed by our 100% custom design guarantee. Call us today, 919-964-FYD1. That's 919-964-3931. Or email us at freeyourselfdesigns@outlook.com. Free yourself and free your mind with Free Yourself Designs.
At Eat, Drink, and Be Conscious, we have a world of products choosing organic ingredients first and 100% all-natural superior ingredients second. Eat, Drink, and Be Conscious created 100% all-natural personal skincare line, the home of our aluminum-free 100% all-natural deodorant with bentonite clay, with or without probiotics for adults and children. Our silky smooth, 100% pure shea butter base skin souffle is great for your skin, especially dry skin, all made with fragrances or pure essential oils. All of our products contain no useless carrier oils, no parabens, no animal derivatives, just no-nonsense skin food. It's good for you. We even have 100% all-natural fluoride-free toothpaste that remineralizes your teeth and helps prevent tooth decay. Visit edandbc.com. Order your superior products today. Health is wealth, and you're worth it. edandbc.com.
Say it loud, I'm black and I'm proud. Wear your pride on your chest with Foxy's unique limited edition apparel for men, women, and kids. Check them out at myfoxy.com. That's myfoxy.com. At Foxy, they even have a variety of art, pillows, and more at myfoxy.com. Use coupon code MMBTRS14 and get 10% off your order. Get Foxy.
Go to allthemdvds.com now for your DVDs on history, psychology, sociology, science, religion, health, and more. Your PhD is waiting for you right here in our DVD collection. We've got thousands of titles. Get that mind in shape this summer with allthemdvds.com. Order online or connect in or around Philadelphia, allthemdvds.com. That's ALLDEMDVDS.com or call 267-257-3270.
What's up, y'all? This is Jason Orr from the Almighty Funk Jazz Cafe Arts and Music Festival, and you're listening to NMEMindz Radio with Professor Griff and ZaZa Ali. Peace.
Check 1 2 1 2, and we are black here on NMEMindz Radio. All right, memes. So, all right, I guess we should just kind of dive into it then. All right.
Yep.
Let's go in and pull up some memes and just kind of read them, discuss them, go over it, and see what people feel and think. You want to start off with one, or you want me to?
The one I want to start off with is two Chinese women hugging each other and laughing, and it says black women gave us $4 billion for fake hair, and they want real men.
No, no.
That's too hard to start off. That's too much.
No, it's not too much. It's not too much. But that, hold on for a second. That was critical. All right.
Black women gave us $4 billion for fake hair, and they want real men.
Wow.
Yeah.
The meme I want to start off with is on the more jovial side, and we can work our way up to the serious one. Mm-hmm. And please, if you have children and they're listening, could you? Because a couple of these memes, I don't know. All right. So just kind of cover their ears, put them. Tell them to go in the next room, play chess, do whatever. All right? But, this is kind of R-rated. This meme is a picture of, it says, niggas be like, I'll pay you back when I see you, and it's a picture of Stevie Wonder.
Wow.
Okay. These are memes, man. This is
I don't have any funny ones.
Oh, come on, man.
I'm too serious, always.
Yeah, that's too serious.
That would be me. Okay. Yeah. No, this one is serious, too. Serious. Oh.
No, serious. You can say a serious. I mean, we can go back and forth.
All right. Yeah, all my stuff is serious. Let's see. Okay, so I saw this on either Red Pill or Blue Pill. I don't know their names. Their real names from their aliases. But it's a picture of a black woman with no panties on, with some thigh highs on, and she has her butt facing an entire crowd of people, men, women alike. Her face down on the ground, and she has a very salacious look on her face, like she's performing some sexual act. And it says, no one wants what everyone has seen. Many females seek validation from others. They thrive on it. They do not care whether their reputation is tarnished. They simply care about the likes and praises or good comments made by others. Ass on fleek, boobs on fleek, and vajayjay on fleek. Damn, this isn't coincidence. This is low self-esteem. We need to get our brains, values, and self-respect on fleek. No man wants a woman that everyone knows what she's got. So, ladies, know your self-worth. Just saying.
Wow.
Yeah, that's serious.
Yeah, you definitely on some serious memes.
Bruh, yeah. But you're the one who goes through, he looks for funny stuff and then cracks up laughing for 10 minutes over a meme. So, yeah, with this conversation, this show is right up his alley. Yeah.
Right. So this one says, never expect a man to be loyal to you if all you're bringing to the table is sex. And it's a picture of Cat Williams. That's critical.
Wow.
Maybe kind of funny, but some people are not laughing.
Yeah.
Because if all you're bringing to the table is sex, not a good thing. So let me ask you something about this next one.
Yes, sir.
Can a man still be the head of the household if he does not contribute financially?
In certain regards, he can.
What do you mean?
I mean, if he's, taking on the task of helping the children with their homework every day.
Which he's supposed to be doing anyway.
Yeah, but I'm saying, if he's, if that's his focus, like, if you're not contributing financially for whatever reason, you can put that time and energy into something in the household. You know what I'm saying? You can turn into Mr. Fix-It and start, fixing the pipes and, there's household things that need to be addressed, hot water heater and, grass and mowing the lawn and, things like that. There's still things that brothers can do in the meantime. Now, if you just coasting without ever looking for a job or without ever, having any money or contributing anything, yeah, that's a problem.
Right.
But the financial contribution that the man makes to the household is not the only
thing that makes him a man and the king of the household.
That makes him exactly. It's not. It's not.
All right. This next one. It says, "If I knew then what I know now, how different will things be?"
Oh, yeah. That's, story of my life.
Okay, story.
Story of my life.
One more, and then I'll turn it back over to you.
All right.
This meme says, "Don't ask me to choke you during sex. Then you call the police when I choke your ass during an argument. Be consistent." That's what it says. That's what it says.
Oh, my God. Now, okay, so let me ask you something. Okay, now with that kind of meme in mind, what message is that sending to young people as they scroll through their Instagram? Because what they do, and it's so funny to me when people on Instagram. I don't do Instagram, but I keep being told I need to start one. But when they scroll through Instagram, they do like this: stop on the picture with their finger, look at it for about 5-10 seconds, scroll to the next one, stop. Scroll to the next one, stop.
Right. The attention span is short. That's why the meme you just read, no, that wouldn't work for them. It's too much. It's too long. It's too intricate. It's too. You got to think.
Well, but the picture's going to draw them in because it's a woman.
This is
cartoon.
See, to me, a meme, 4 or 5 lines is it. Get right to the point.
Yeah. See, that's
nothing that you got to get. No, nothing that you got to go through a thesaurus or a dictionary for.
No, you don't have to go through. You just have to think. That meme that one I just read, you don't have to. You just have to think.
Yes, think. Oh yeah, you're right. But no, they're not doing that. Okay.
Scrolling, finger on button.
Don't ask me to choke you during sex, then you call the police when I choke your ass in an argument. Be consistent.
So what is that? Do young people just laugh at that and it doesn't really, they don't give it any more thought?
I think the average person, not only young people, but adults will read that, laugh, and be like, yeah, okay.
Okay, so it's just like comedy.
Yeah, but in every comic routine I've heard of, there is truth in what they're saying.
Yeah.
Matter of fact, I would say the majority of what they're saying is true.
Yeah. Wow, Richard Anthony said, memes are a byproduct of this anti-intellectual society. We're engaging each other through the rules that were established through an oppressive system that's on autopilot. That's very well said.
Wow.
I'm assuming that's part of the reason why you wanted to do the show, to kind of give people shine a light on, some of the things we do without even realizing that we're doing.
Right, but we also need to shine the light on the people, some people that make memes will never write a book, will never do a poem, but for that instant, like this one, many people love the idea of you, but lack the maturity to handle the reality of you. That person will probably never write a book, but I love that.
Yeah. Read again.
Many people love the idea of you, but lack the maturity to handle the reality of you.
Yeah, or, just being on social media. People think they know you because of what they see on social media, but this is like, my Facebook page may represent, 5% of my thought, if that, so, whatever I see people, and I see people online, and I'm seeing people, that feel like they have to put everything online, like, just came from the gym or just came from the grocery store, like putting everything online. And I'm kind of wondering, what is that about?
Or doing a dance to a song and you're mouthing the words. Are you trying to let people know that this is how you feel? This was representing you right now, or whatever? Because this meme I'm looking at, once again, parents, put your children away, all right? Okay, these are memes we're reading. All right, it says, fuck, I look like arguing with someone who can't get shit in their name but Instagram and Facebook.
Okay, so you guys see how this show is going, right? You see where this show is going. And how many of those do you have? Like 30?
I got about 50 of those.
Oh, my God. You save these, don't you?
But go on.
Okay. Oh, here I go. Serious Sandy. Elijah Muhammad. In March 1960, he was referred to as the most powerful black man in America. Yet when so-called Black History Month's around, you barely hear his name. What does that tell you and I? We can't depend on his story to tell our story.
Wow, that's deep.
Yeah. And that's real talk.
That's really, very, very real
It's
talk.
ironic to me how a lot of the Pan-African, and different sects, I don't want to single out the Pan-African community, but a lot of our people don't pay homage to Elijah Muhammad.
No, not at all.
We talk about Malcolm all day.
All day.
Malcolm was a pimp before he came across that light. So yeah, that's ironic to me. But black people can meet to praise every week, but won't meet up. And it's got a picture of the church at the top, but won't meet up to discuss fixing real problems like racism, miseducation, poverty, police brutality, etc.
Right.
But can meet up every week to praise in the church.
Right.
Let the church say,
amen.
Yeah. All right, let me give one more. There's a picture of a sister with her daughter. I saw this yesterday, and it was so cute. Both of them got afros, and she's touching her daughter's. She has her finger on her daughter's chin, and she said, "You will not be watching Love and Hip Hop or any other forms of coonery."
Right. That's interesting.
Yeah.
This one says, it's a picture of Kermit the Frog chilling with his arms folded in a b-boy kind of pose. It says, they say, I never see you at the club. I say, I never see your ass at the bank. But that's not my business, though.
Where did the whole thing about tea come from? The Kermit the Frog tea. I got this cup of tea. You know that's what when you see Kermit the Frog with the little cup of tea, tilting it, and I got some tea for you, like the scoop, some gossip, some whatever.
Oh.
Yeah, where did that come from?
I don't have a clue.
All right.
Can I read one more?
Yep. Go ahead.
This is a picture. Now, you know how Cat Williams make these faces, right? This is a crazy Cat Williams meme with Cat Williams' face. He says, dudes forever calling females thoughts. So I got a word for y'all. And the word for y'all are not. If you're not paying your own bills, not paying your child support, not working, not making your own money, not driving your own car, you just a not-ass nigga.
Wow. Wow. My music is said it's like how the commercials and advertisements are so dumbed down to a child's level.
Whoa, say that again?
It's like how the commercials and advertisements are so dumbed down to a child's level. I think that's a great point because, you know, some memes do have, you know, positive messages or make sense. Even if they're funny, they still have a underlying thing. But I think there's a lot of young people that are just gravitating towards the stupidity. And they read these memes all day, and it's just like, it's all funny. It's all, you know, fuck out of here. And, you know, what is the other one? Nigga, what's the one that says nigga all the time? You read one of them.
Ooh, some person or
no. It's nigga is part of the thing that the meme says. I don't know.
Oh, niggas be like.
Yeah, niggas be like, and
right.
The frog one and all of that. Like, I think that that's a great point about how the commercials and advertisements are dumbed down. We are in a, like Richard said, anti-intellectual society.
Richard,
the brother in the chat room.
Oh.
He said we are in an anti-intellectual society. So a lot of this is anti-intellectualism.
Right.
I don't mean you got to be, you know, on nerd fleek, but a lot of it is geared towards that.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, Rich, babe, dude. Shoot, so what do we got? This one says, name something a black woman has plenty of. And you can imagine some of the things that people say.
Yeah.
But anyway, go on.
Name something that a black woman has.
And the first thing that was said was weave.
Of course.
Okay,
Name
go on.
something that the black woman has plenty of or is plenty of.
Hold on. Name something a black woman has plenty of. Of course, weave, that wasn't one of them.
No, of course not.
No, that wasn't one of them.
Anti-intellectual society.
Right. So
everything's a joke now.
Right. So guess what the main three things were?
Weave, ass. Yeah.
Yeah, one more. You get the jackpot.
Weave, and attitude.
And mouth and attitude.
Yeah. That's sisters.
Yeah.
That's it. Our men don't respect us. Our people don't respect us.
Right.
Those
are the top three things.
Yeah. Weave. Let me write that down. And it's ironic that I touch on all of these things.
Right. Name something a black
book.
woman has plenty of.
Weave, ass,
and attitude, basically. Yeah.
Attitude. Isn't that funny that I talk about all this in the beginning of the book?
Yeah, it's critical.
Weave, ass, and attitude. Sisters, that's what we known for. That
just
don't sit well with me.
See, a minute ago it wasn't like that, though.
A minute ago when?
I'm 55, so my mom transitioned some time ago. My mom's generation, you got checked hard by my uncle, my brothers, and a few other people on the block. Called my mom at her name. You understand what I'm saying? But my mom on her job stood up for herself, stood up for her rights and the rights of nurses that she worked with.
Right.
Including the white ones.
Right.
That mistreated her.
I think I remember a glimpse before crack hit Oakland when I can still remember, you know, having beautiful communities and you know, having respect. Like I remember a semblance of peace before crack came on the scene, and then when crack came, it just kind of everything just kind of went up in flames. But coming up, let me see, when did it? See, I grew up, you know, and I tell you this all the time. I grew up, you know, in the city of Max.
Right.
Women, you know, of course you have the family aspect of the women in your family, you know, your aunties, your grandmother, whatnot. And then you have the broader image of women in society. So I grew up in an environment where, and I would say probably when I got to my mid-teens, where it kind of started being known that women were just kind of disrespected. It really was.
Yeah, and surprisingly, up to the young brothers that are listening, strip clubs wasn't hard and heavy then. They weren't. So you couldn't write it off like the vast majority of women are disrespecting themselves.
Yeah. So
you can't use that as an excuse.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you have another one?
Is it possible? This is a picture of a brother and a sister. Look like they're a couple and two children. They're all laying down on the floor. And in your opinion, is it possible to love stepchildren just as you do your own kids?
Yes, of course. Because when I grew up, once again, I don't want to keep saying that, sound like I'm old, But
OG, triple OG.
when I grew up, there was people that stayed at my house that became my family. They weren't related to us.
Mm-hmm.
They got love from all of us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
So in every black neighborhood, there's one house like that on every 4, 5, 10 blocks.
Right.
Back in the day, there was just that house that everybody went to, hung out at. Mom fed you. You understand what I'm saying? Kim's house.
Yeah, Kim's house. Yeah. But we had this conversation before about why. I told you I had a brother tell me one time, basically like, I made a concession for you because you had a son. And we talked about, you even mentioned it in the men's meeting, how there's this ideal, I guess that's the right word for me to use, where men are kind of anti dealing with women who have children.
Right.
Which is ironic because a lot of them have children. Their children are just with their with their mom.
Right.
Yeah.
So, but they don't want to deal with you because you have a child.
Yeah.
Ooh. That's a hell of a thing. This meme is directed towards Christians, I guess. It says, Christians, you speak in tongues, but you can't speak to one another. Need more sugar.
Wow. What is the speaking in tongues thing about?
Confusion.
Because, when I used to go to Beaumont, Texas every summer with my auntie Eva. And she was real into church. I mean, we went to church 2-3 times a week. She used to get the Holy Ghost, but she used to get the Holy Ghost, like, when I say she was convincing, like, she was really convincing. Like, the ha-ta-la-la-la-ha-ta-la-la. Whatever, I can't do that shit. But,
ZaZa.
Sorry. I can't do it, but she was like you couldn't tell me she wasn't possessed with something. So then as I got older, I'm like 6-7 years old. As I got older, I was like, when I started learning, I was like, wait a minute, like, what was she doing? Like, I loved her. You know what I'm saying? I looked up to her. She was like, I had stars in my eyes about my auntie. But now when I look back at it, I'm like, what, was she pretending?
Yeah, because they don't catch the Holy Ghost no place other than church.
So was she pretending?
At Mount Sinai Baptist Church, where my mom was dragging me to 2 or 3 times a week, hell yeah, they was pretending. I'm serious. Try catching that at the welfare office.
That's a real serious sickness.
It's a sickness.
When I think back.
No, wait a minute. Let's contextualize that. Sometimes people do get the spirit to the point where you really, really feel it. I don't know about doing the backflips and the gymnastics in the church and all that kind of stuff, but I've actually seen some people that get filled with the spirit and they weren't faking.
So when you say filled with the spirit, because maybe that's what my auntie was going through. When you say filled with the spirit, does that allude to speaking in tongues?
No.
Okay, so when you say, because I've been quote unquote filled with the spirit, I had a experience when I was like 16 when I saw the documentary that Spike Lee did on the 4 girls that were bombed in the Birmingham church. I had an experience to where I ended up on my knees crying, like overwhelmed with sorrow and guilt, and I was filled with the Spirit then.
Exactly.
So that's what you mean, right?
Right, that's what I mean.
Okay.
But you're not gonna do that every week.
No, I'm not gonna do that.
And on Wednesday nights at Bible study.
Right.
Okay.
And not from a preacher saying the same thing that I just read in the book myself when I was at home.
Right.
He just said it in a tenor and in a voice that was rambunctious,
Okay.
So
right.
yeah.
So no.
Wow, that's a hell of a thing.
That's a hell of a thing. But it goes right along with churchianity.
Yeah.
That's right. I said it in quotes, churchianity.
All right. Alex Jones said, I'm pretty much under the impression that all the Illuminati conspiracy shit has actually morphed into a deflection tactic. I'm sorry. He didn't say this. This was a meme somebody else posted about Alex Jones. Okay. I'm pretty much under the impression that all this Illuminati conspiracy shit has actually morphed into a deflection tactic by white people to confuse black people to get them talking about everything but white supremacy. Motherfuckers like Alex Jones will throw out all that complex jargon, avoiding the real questions.
Oh, don't know enough about the man.
About what man?
Alex Jones. That's what it's about, right?
Yeah, but the underlying premise of what they're saying is that they're using the Illuminati conspiracy theory conversation to get black people from not talking about white supremacy.
Nah, maybe on Alex Jones' show, I don't know. because I don't watch enough of it. But if we understand racism and white supremacy, that's part of it.
Mm-hmm.
You understand what I'm saying? But it's consciously or subconsciously determined on their part.
Mm-hmm.
We should understand that's part of it.
Mm-hmm.
But the Illuminati stuff existed way before the Alex Joneses of the world.
Mm-hmm.
What was the issue then?
Well, I think people, don't really understand, I think people have gotten this whole Illuminati conspiracy theory thing. They limit it to, the Illuminati controls Jay-Z and,
right.
They're limiting it, to music.
Right.
But what they don't understand is that, okay, you say racism, white supremacy. So what is racism, white supremacy? There is either a medium-sized or a large number or a very small number of white men who are controlling everything.
Everything.
So don't call it Illuminati. Call it,
right. Call it what you want to call it.
The Peckerwood clan.
Right.
Call it what you want to call it.
Exactly.
But there is a very small number of white men who are controlling everything. And because they always, the statistic is, what is it, 1% or 2% of the world population controls 99% of the world's wealth? So what is that saying?
Exactly. And these people are not black. They're not Chinese. These are people who are
They're
white.
People. So you could talk about, Idi Amin and, some of the African rulers, if you will, but none of them are sitting at the table where the decisions are being made.
Right.
They're getting checks cut by white boys.
Right.
So, this thing to say that, and Alex Jones, there's no doubt in my mind that this dude is racist. It's hard for him to even say anything nice when it comes to black people, especially with the police brutality thing.
Right.
He's like, they killed him. They shot him in the head on the screen. But what about all the black babies that are being aborted? It's like, bruh, you can't. Can you just deal with the fact that if that was your daughter, would you be saying that? No,
right,
you
exactly.
wouldn't. So Alex Jones is definitely, he may be playing in another role. I don't know, but to the heart of what they're saying, the Illuminati conspiracy theory thing. If you were using that properly, you would probably be able to educate more people, opposed to just throwing things like this out there.
Right.
Because you could talk about racism, white supremacy till you blue in the face. You can point them to every scholar. These young people is like, I ain't trying to hear that. But then if you say, well, wait a minute, what's on your radio? What's playing on the radio right now?
Right.
What in the last hour, give me a list of the songs that were played. Okay. Now, why is it that every song is talking about bounce that ass and pop that coochie?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, why all songs? Right. Why is there no balance? Okay, well, what record label are they on? Right. Okay, well, who controls the record label? Okay, well, who's cutting the checks?
Right.
That's when you can get young people, and even not just young people, but our people to start thinking. But, we live in a fast-paced society where information is prevalent now. You got to find the right thing that'll be able to tap into people's consciousness to get them to want to even be interested.
That's exactly what I did in the book Psychological Covert War on Hip-Hop. And that's how I was able to get young people involved in doing research and reading. They have to be interested. If they're not interested, they're just not. Yeah. They're just not going to do it. This meme says, positive energy is attracted to positive energy. What do you think about that?
I agree with that. I agree. Positive energy is attracted to positive energy. I think negative energy attracts negative energy. I also think that, negative energy is attracted to positive energy too. You know what I'm saying? You walk in the room and you got a light about yourself and you're shining, and people see you. It ain't just going to be the social butterflies that are going to come up to you and give you high praise and, and respect. It's going to be the demons and the people who, can't stand the way you look that will come up, that will be attracted to you as well.
One more. I guess when this was directed towards the ladies, it says, besides cheating, what will cause you to leave a relationship?
Besides cheating, what will cause you to leave a relationship? Disrespect my child. If there's no union or no unity or no harmony with the man or the woman and the child, you got to go.
Right. Okay.
Erykah Badu said, personally, I don't choose any particular religion or symbol or group of words or teachings to define me. That's between me and the Most High. You know, my higher self, the Creator.
Right.
That's heavy.
That's deep. This one says you cannot save everyone. Some people are going to destroy themselves no matter how much you try to help them.
Wow. Say that again.
You cannot save everyone. Some people are going to destroy themselves no matter how much you try to help them.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Yeah.
I agree.
Okay.
Is it on me?
Yes.
Yeah.
Some Serena Williams stuff. I just get it back to you, pal. This one is a man throwing a shade, a lampshade. He says, throwing shade leaves your light bulb exposed.
Wow. Big Sarge said that domestic violence is definitely a reason to end the relationship. Immediately, I agree.
Domestic violence?
Yep.
What about what the woman beats the man?
That's, domestic violence. Jackson said bad hygiene. My music is said disrespect. Monique said lack of emotion, no balance, no elevation. Great point.
Wow.
This one is a young black boy with a gun to his head. And it says lack of self-knowledge, poor diet, media influence, white Jesus, lack of history, inferior education, fatherless, wrong self-image, and systematic racism and dysfunctional traditions.
Wow.
That's heavy.
That's deep. I need that. Save that for me.
Yeah, I'll think about it.
This is critical. This next one. Here's a duck outside of the plane window, flying along with the plane, looking inside the plane.
Really, bro?
He said when someone owes you money and then goes on vacation. And he's taking a selfie. He's taking a selfie. He's taking a selfie. And he's looking in the plane at the person that owe him money.
He says
when someone owes you money, then goes on vacation. Like you see them on vacation. Like for example, somebody owe you money, and then you see them posting pictures up on Facebook about them being on vacation, but they owe you money.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, that's kind of critical. Man.
Yeah, that's really serious.
Anyway.
Let's see. I just had one up, and I just lost it.
All right, I'll read this one while you're looking. Ladies, dating a successful guy does not make you successful. Success is not sexually transmitted. Get your own.
Oh, my God.
One more time. Ladies, dating a successful guy does not make you successful. Success is not sexually transmitted. Get your own.
Wow. Kind of real, though. Okay, so I found this on the Visibility Project, which is an LGBTQ website. It says how to identify hoteps. This specimen can usually, I talked about this in my lecture, this specimen can usually be found championing for the rights of black men while simultaneously throwing black women, black trans persons, black members of the LGBTQ community, or anyone who is not a black male under the bus.
No comment.
Yeah, that's the LGBTQ community trying to make the black woman their friend.
Right, exactly.
And I noticed this sister sent me a link to a radio show that was The Read, I think it was called. She was telling me that it's real popular with young people. So it's this real, flagrant homosexual dude and a sister. I should know their names. I don't remember them though. But they were mixing truth with falsehood, and he was so flaming, girl, bitch, oh my God, that type of drag queen type thing. But they were talking about, Sandra Bland and real, real issues.
Right. But some
but
people,
the show was very anti-black men.
I was about to say, but on some people's frequency, that's what some people are.
Yeah, I think they're really popular.
Right.
I do.
But you're not growing past that now.
What do you mean?
You're not listening to that and that becoming your thing.
Oh, yeah.
You're not growing
You're gonna
past
get stuck
that.
in that.
You'll get caught in that in a minute.
So I made a meme of Nicki Minaj with her legs wide open. Close your legs and open your mind, black woman. And she doesn't have her legs, it's not sexy. Her legs are cocked wide open, on some buffoon type, what the hell was she thinking type tip. Yeah.
This one says, if you're a freak on social media but whack in the bed, I'm going to sue your ass for false advertisement.
Wow. Really?
Okay, next.
This one says, white privilege is murdering 9 people and then having the police give you a bulletproof vest but no handcuffs. Now, I chose this because the guy actually was handcuffed. Dylan Roof, when they caught him, when they pulled him out, he actually did have handcuffs on. But this was a meme that was, and a white guy put this up, being passed around. He did have on handcuffs. So, it's kind of a reminder that, don't believe everything you read.
Don't believe
it. Right. Brother posted an article about a black woman who was at her house and she opened her door and the police shot her. And I looked at the news site, Counter Current News, and I was like, bro, this is a satire news site. Please go back and double check this story and then come back and let me know if it's true.
Right. Wow.
Yeah.
This one says most people don't really want the truth.
Mm-hmm.
They just want constant reassurance that what they believe is true.
Yeah, I believe that.
Most people don't really want the truth.
Yeah.
They just want constant reassurance that what they believe is true.
Yeah.
Even if it's not true.
Right.
You know something? Truth don't give a fuck about how you feel. I'm going to say that again in English. Truth don't care nothing about how you feel. Write that one down. Make a damn T-shirt out of it. Bump a sticker, whatever you got to do. Truth don't care absolutely nothing about how you feel.
Yeah. Hamza said if Akon, one man, can provide electricity for $600 million, then WTF have these celebrities been doing all this time?
It's critical.
Well, now we know that Akon is being backed by the Chinese.
And that's an ulterior motive there.
So, yeah, he didn't put his money up for that. The Chinamen are definitely...
Right.
Yeah.
This one says there's no race war. Black folk ain't out here looking for white folks to murder or white churches to burn down. This is terrorism.
Yeah.
Can you imagine that? They're supposed to be some God-loving, God-fearing people, Christian-like. But they named one of the first ships that brought black people from Africa to America, the good ship Jesus, the Holy Mary and the Grace of God.
Yeah.
And then when they come over here, when we decide to worship a God that they forced on us, and when we do, they turn and come and burn the church down.
Yeah.
And burn the cross.
Yeah.
2 symbols of...
That's a hell of a thing.
That's a hell of a thing.
So one good thing about memes, and I have 3 memes here of the McKinney situation. The situation with Sandra Bland. I think memes help stories like this to go viral because, as you said, people are not going to read, but they will look at the picture, and if there's a picture accompanying with whatever you're trying to convey, they're more likely to be in tune with it.
Because all of the memes I've read are 4 or 5 lines.
Yeah.
4.
Yeah.
Mainly. But
and those are the ones I pass up.
The picture that goes along with it speaks volumes.
Yeah.
Maybe because I have the analytical thing going on, and a lot of times when you see it, it speaks to a certain aspect of how I think.
Right.
Right.
Yeah.
That doesn't necessarily make that person that's reading it or seeing it childish or immature or I'm not speaking up for myself. No, some people are thinking that, but sometimes I see memes with one sentence or one word, but it speaks volumes to me. Right. This one in front of me says it's both a blessing and a curse to feel everything so deeply.
I agree with that 100%.
1,000%.
That is definitely the story of my life.
Yeah.
So the McKinney, Texas, there's a picture of the officer when he pulled the gun on the young brothers when they went to go help the young sister. And it says, it's stuff like this at the top, ... And then there's a trending, the little arrow that's trending. It says, McKinney, Texas, officer on leave after video allegedly shows him pulling gun on unarmed team. And it circles allegedly and then draws an arrow down to him with the gun.
Right.
And it says, this is why we don't listen to the mainstream media. What do you mean allegedly?
Right. By using that word, you listen to the mainstream media because that's what they say.
Right.
He's there with the gun. Allegedly what?
Yeah.
You see him.
The white woman who had fought the young sister who was at the pool party says it has a picture of the 2 white women. It says they fought the little girl in McKinney, Texas. They have not been identified, charged, or arrested. Please share. Who are they, and why haven't they been arrested for assault?
Exactly.
And remember, one of the ladies was working for Bank of America, and she was actually doing the one who did the mortgage loans. She was the one who oversaw and basically pushed the loans through. Which, you know, when we talk about, when I say, let me backtrack. When I say push the loans through, I mean after they get all the documentation, after they've dotted the T's, checked the I's, dotted the I's, crossed the T's.
Right.
The file comes to her desk, and then she gives it the stamp of approval.
Right. Now, she could determine whether or not black or white people move. Yeah.
Exactly.
She can control the complexion of the neighborhood, so to speak.
Exactly.
Right.
This is why, you know, black people, and I would tell people always when they used to fill out those applications for those home loans, don't check off your race. Don't do it. What are you trying to help the Census Bureau?
Right.
For statistics?
Right.
Don't check off your race, because that file is going to end up sitting on somebody's desk.
Becky ass a flat. Yeah.
This one here, right here.
Fighting black people.
Fighting black children.
Right.
This is going to end up on her desk, and she's either, if she's had a Coke and a smile that day, or somebody pissed her off, she didn't, you know, whatever. Right. A lot is riding on her little funky emotions.
Right, exactly.
So she ended up getting fired by Bank of America, last I remember, if I remember correctly. If I'm wrong, check me on that. But if I do remember that she got fired. Well, she was laid off for sure. I mean, suspended, excuse me, pending investigation. And I don't know if she got fired. So, you know, that was a good situation. It brought a lot of publicity to the case. Also, the big fat guy with the big stomach that was standing on guard by the police officer the whole time. So there was a meme passing around showing him standing behind a young sister laid out on the ground, standing over her like he was about to put hands on her. And it says, who is he, and why was he permitted to assist police and touch these children? Who is this guy? I don't even think we did we ever find out who this dude is?
No, we don't look into it that deep. This one says, when there is nowhere else to turn, turn inward.
Yeah, I agree. I absolutely agree. And that, I agree with that. That's why are you looking at me like that?
I'm looking at your Santo Domingo tan.
Bruh, I got my facial on today. But anyway, the McKinney, Texas situation, and then the Sandra Bland situation. People, you know, once the idea of her photo, her mugshot, potentially being a picture where she was dead.
Right.
People went crazy with that.
Yeah.
People started taking pictures of themselves laying down versus pictures of themselves standing up.
Right.
You know, I don't have a problem with that. I think that that's good, because things like this, if it provokes your consciousness and it makes you get involved with what's really taking place with our people, whether it's police brutality, whether it's injustice, whatever it is, if you woke now, because you got to be woke to do something like that.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? To be involved in it.
You have to be awake, right.
I say go for it. Just don't get, you know,
But you know black people.
I do know. That's why I'm saying what I'm saying. I gotta put a cliff note in there. Don't get too extravagant with it.
Right.
Don't get too extreme.
But black people will make a goddamn plate of spaghetti and think they're Italian.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying? Make a taco and think they're Mexican, man. Seriously.
Yep.
This one says, when you begin to awaken, layers will be shed. You may experience rage, depression, anxiety, fear, etc. Ride the wave. Allow these things to exist, to exit your system, because your illusion, self, ego, in parentheses, is being shed, so your true self, spirit, can thrive. Embrace the transition.
Wow. Dang, that was deep.
Thank you.
Yeah, that was deep.
They do call me the professor.
They do?
See, that's something I would put in my lecture.
Yeah.
And then expound on it and go into the ego and go into the spirit.
Yeah.
Yeah, but yeah. Anyway, go on.
This is a picture of Barack Obama with a very sad-looking, sullen face, and it says, the look on Obama's face when you can't do shit about police killing unarmed black men. How many more, Mr. President?
There's a group of brothers all looking in one direction. Now, I think I said this to you earlier. He says the look on white people's faces when they're listening to a hip-hop song and they're saying the words, and the word nigga about to come up.
Oh, yeah. Were they looking apprehensive?
They were looking like, no, it's black people looking at white people.
Like they're ready to for them to pop off.
Right.
Yeah. You know your people.
Right.
All right, this one, where did it go? I just had it. I have too much stuff up.
Hold up, save that. We're gonna go to the phone. We're gonna go to the phone lines. See what the people have to say in a minute. Let me play a couple of commercials, and we will be right back. Can we do that?
Yep.
All right.
Get your loved one out of jail. Express Bail Bonding Company is located at 236 Forsyth Street, Southwest Atlanta, Georgia, 30303. We provide professional and courteous service with getting your loved ones out of jail fast. We are open 24 hours a day and provide service in the surrounding Georgia counties and the United States. Call us at 404-522-3201. Again, that's 404-522-3201. Once again, that's 404-522-3201.
Go to alldemdvds.com now for your DVDs on history, psychology, sociology, science, religion, health, and more. Your PhD is waiting for you right here in our DVD collection. We've got thousands of titles. Get that mind in shape this summer with alldemdvds.com. Order online or connect in or around Philadelphia. alldemdvds.com. That's ALLDEMDVDS.com or call 267-257-3270.
Hey, yo, check this out. This is Flavor Flav, you know what I'm saying? And you are listening right now to NMEMindz Radio with Professor Griff and ZaZa Ali. And the place to be.
Yeah, it's Chuck D. That's the crew. Mike James, Pop, Louis Blue, San Diego, Malik, DJ Lord. I'll see everybody in Rochester, New York this Saturday. Public Enemy, Big Daddy Kane, Queen, MC Light, who else? Dougie Fresh, Jazzy Jeff, the Fresh Prince, LL Cool J. I'm forgetting 3 people. Did I say Houdini? Houdini. And about 3 other acts that's going to be down with us in Rochester, New York this Saturday.
That sounds dope.
I can't tell y'all where. I'm just there in the building.
Sounds dope. One day I'm going to make one of those shows.
Got you, man. That chump change crack open a veggie bank. All right. Let's go to the phone lines and see what people have to say about these memes. And then we'll continue this show. This has been a very interesting show, to say the least. Yeah. At the top of the pile, we got my man, John Trede. Peace, John Trede. What's good with you, man?
Peace, God. Peace, God. What's up, ZaZa?
Peace, God.
Peace, brother. What's good?
Working, man. That's all I'm doing. Listening to y'all talking about these things. It's kind of crazy because but it's crazy, though, because you guys are on the subject today, and I've been kind of going in on looking at memes all day and yesterday lately. I never was up on it. So I kind of just jumped on it this week, really. Like, I just been looking at, I'm a dude that like to, present positive energy. So I try to find positive memes, even though you run into the silly ones and the racist ones. But, I mean, it's a good and bad thing with the memes. Like, when I texted y'all last week with the Sandra Bland picture thing, like, that was bananas, bro. I had to call you because it kind of threw me for a loop. And, like, for me, if I didn't go back and check behind the picture to know that it was fake, just imagine all the anger if that picture was real, that we would feel. One eye rolling in the back of it, that's just too much, man. That's too much.
Yeah. It really is.
Yeah.
And like I was really overwhelmed last week with that, like, because you're already mad, and then you to go on your social media and see some crazy stuff like that. It's like, man, my kids might see that,
The thing about it is we don't even know if that picture's real. Right. No one's still verified if that's real or not.
Right. They're professional agitators, man. They already know we hurt. They already know we're upset. They already know we're angry as hell. And then there was a video clip of a brother getting shot in the head, with a Tommy.
What was the issue?
I don't know.
We got tagged in a video where someone some cops it was like a whole bunch of people out in the street. And cops just walked up on this dude and just shot him in the head, point blank. But nobody, you know, if you see somebody get shot that close up, you're gonna react. You're gonna go, "Oh my God!" and start screaming. Nobody said anything.
Right.
I was like, "This cannot be real. This can't be real."
Yeah. All right, John.
Yeah, I mean, it's a lot of stuff. Can I read this meme that I got?
Yeah, go ahead.
All right, it says, it got the picture of Stevie Wonder. It says, first black man to tell police I ain't see shit.
Yeah, that sounds like Griff.
All right, man. We really appreciate your call, man.
All right. Peace.
Peace, King.
Oh, man.
Can I read one?
Yeah, go ahead.
All right, this is a quote by Amy Jacques Garvey. The doll baby type of woman is a thing of the past, and the wide-awake woman is forging ahead, prepared for all emergencies and ready to answer any call, even if it be to face the cannons on the battlefield.
Wow.
So let me ask you, as a brother, you know, who's been in this line of work for a long time, I hear this a lot, you know, pointed in my direction, whether they say it to me directly or indirectly. Maybe they say it to you and tell you to tell me. This idea that I think that, you know, our people, or maybe it's our brothers, or maybe it's our sisters too, want to see a softer, kinder black woman.
I think that's twofold.
Mm-hmm.
I think they want to see her stay feminine.
Mm-hmm.
Threefold. A, they want to see her stay feminine, stay a woman, stay soft, stay. You understand what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And then I think they don't want to see her doing what men are doing in that capacity, in that quote unquote line of work, because it reflects on them. Like, this is what you should be doing.
Mm-hmm.
And then I think some of them will never take to the battlefield. You and I talked about this earlier.
Mm-hmm.
When the order is given by the Creator for us to go ahead and do this thing, to take care of that business, some of these people that talk the loudest, you will never see them on the physical battlefield.
Mm-hmm.
Some people will hide in their homes and think they're going to watch it on TV. You understand what I'm saying?
Right.
But Gil Scott-Heron said the revolution will not be televised.
Right.
The revolution will not be televised. You're not going to be able to sit home and watch this on CNN when it go down.
Yeah.
Plain and simple, because the black boots are going to come kicking in your door. Let me tell you something. I need most of y'all to go look up the Nielsen ratings and find out who the hell Nielsen is and what organization that is, and how the hell do they know how many people. ZaZa reads stats all the time about this many people tuned in to Empire or yada yada. How do they know?
Mm-hmm.
So once you turn on and click on,
yeah, you're being monitored.
You're being monitored. They're watching you. They know how long you're staying on TV. Yep. They know what channels you're going on.
And your rating only counts if you watch the show for a certain amount of time.
Exactly.
Like,
so,
if you're just flipping through channels, watching for 2-3 minutes here, it doesn't count towards the ratings.
So basically, they know if you're home.
Yeah.
And what you're watching.
Yeah.
And how long you're going to be there.
Mm-hmm.
This is how come most warrants are served early in the morning. Because you don't went to bed and let the TV watch you fall asleep at about 2 in the morning, and the po-po kicking in the door at about 5. You understand what I'm saying?
I do.
Okay. All right. Caller from the 802 area code. It's Professor Griff and ZaZa Ali on NMEMindz Radio. What's good? 802. Oh.
Peace. This is
Peace.
Ara. Happy
Peace.
belated birthday, Professor.
Oh, give thanks, sister. I really appreciate that.
Is this my
And
sister,
peace,
Ara?
Yes, I'm looking forward to my book.
Lawyer, attorney.
Yes, I'm looking forward to it. This is a wonderful topic.
I'm saying.
I
we
don't often
gonna be calling on you real soon, so just be ready for the call.
I will be ready. October. This is a great topic. I often, it's just nauseating actually looking at these. What do you call them again? Meme?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I find them nauseating. I almost feel like I just would rather live my life than see these things all the time, but that's just how I personally feel, and it's probably just because I live in the middle of the woods. It's just a little nauseating sometimes. But I do want to say, you just mentioned how some of black men would like us women, black women, to be softer, And I rigorously agree. I just got my ego bruised recently because a black man told me that I was an angry black woman, but he couldn't stop saying, like, how sexy I was. So it's like, goes back to what Sister ZaZa is always saying, it's like, if you're controlled by your genitalia 24 hours a day and I get pissed off, you're going to have to deal with it. So that's what I want to say tonight.
That's cool, because I've met some women that was, I wouldn't say sexy as hell because I don't use the terminology. They was fine, but they still had an attitude.
Mm-hmm.
Let's
differentiate. Go ahead, I'm sorry.
No, I'm drawn.
Keep saying it over and over. How about my mind? How about my spirit? How about me?
Yeah, well, back in the day,
But I look hideous in the morning, so I'm just like, no, I'm not always this looking.
Well,
anyway.
probably not to him though, because I've met women 3:30 in the morning at Kroger's, at the supermarket. They still look beautiful to me. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Yes. But once is enough. Okay, but go ahead, ZaZa.
Can we differentiate between having an attitude and being an angry black woman and being a serious black woman? Because people are marginal, and I get so sick of this because I personally get this all the time. I'm either a black feminist or I'm an angry black woman, or I am one. Those are pretty much the two that people try to size me up as. I'm just serious.
But people that meet you in jail?
No, people who meet me don't well, actually, I would say no. I would say that some people who meet me are taken aback by my passion. I've seen, and you've even said, you kind of watch the reaction from some people in the audience, like brothers have a problem with being challenged at certain things that I say, even though I always balance out and back up what I say with love and compassion. Right. So I may go off for 45 seconds a minute, but then I'm very mindful, and I come back and I say something that is compassionate and balanced to make sure that I show the softer side of the woman. But the problem is that when we have educated and serious black women, they are being pigeonholed as being angry black women or as having an attitude. So there is a very stark difference between just a woman who has an attitude and a black woman that is tired of the bullshit of this society, that is tired of people expecting her to shake her ass and be a plaything, and she comes to the table and she's serious, and because she's not skinning and grinning and trying to bend to make you appeal to, you know what I'm saying, to will you, to pull you in, she gets marginalized.
Yeah,
that's
not
cool.
hyper-sex. It's gross. And yeah, exactly. And I have to say that's definitely what I experienced, which was, sad. So my ego is bruised, but I'm like, it's better not to call me back because I'm not hyper-sexed, and it's just, I'm not interested in that world, So thank you for saying what you said, because that's exactly it. So.
Indeed, Queen. Most definitely. Love you. Just keep up the good work. And I
love you too. Look forward to my book. Hope you find it.
All right. It's in the mail.
Okay.
All right.
All right, peace,
Queen. Peace, Queen. Love you both. Ciao.
Right. Peace. Love you too. All right. Yeah, but I think on another level, I don't think some men, yes, vast majority of men are not talking about it in that instance.
Well, I wasn't just talking about men. I was talking about women do that too. Women,
right. But I'm talking about men, though.
Yeah, a woman came on my page a few days ago and said, I met your depressing ass. You need to go lay on somebody's couch. On my page. She said that to me, and it was like, what? Like, okay, what was I talking about?
Well, you see, that's what I was about to say. If you catch Griff at the lecture, I'm dead-ass serious. Mm-hmm. Although I'm joking with some things, I'm dead serious. Mm-hmm. Now, if you just ran into me at Kroger somewhere, you ran into me at the fruit stand or the mall, come on, you probably get a different Griff.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying? But that's on a personal level. That's me and you walking through the mall having a conversation.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying? Which I will do.
Right.
But if you catch me at the lecture and I'm decoding some stuff and breaking some stuff down, of course I'm going to be some serious.
Yeah. That's like, when people who have brothers have, in the middle of my lectures, challenged me in the middle of my lectures. Now, do I get feminine then? Am I supposed to be feminine then? Am I supposed to be, there's a very delicate balance that you have to use when you're addressing strength which when you're addressing men, you are addressing strength, whether they're males or men. Even if they just think they're strong,
right.
There's a certain way that has to be played so that, they respect you. And I'm not saying that I have to come off as a man, because no, I love being a woman, and I love being a feminine woman. But I don't know. I think that this there's this fine line between, oh yeah, we want our women to be smart, and we want our women to stay in their place. I think there's a very fine line.
That's a serious argument, because that's a certain mentality of men.
Of course. Let me clarify.
Yeah, please, not qualify, but clarify it, because
let me clarify. I'm not talking about all men. I'm talking about some of our brothers as well as some of our sisters, because I have heard this argument from plenty of sisters about what role a woman is supposed to play and how a woman is supposed to conduct herself, etc. This is not. I'm not talking to men. I'm talking to men and women.
But do men have a role?
Of course.
Okay. If a woman say stay in your role, should that offend a man?
I would never tell a man to stay in his role.
No.
But see, I can't speak for a woman who would say that.
Then say that, because if the shoe was on the other foot, women get offended when men with that mentality say stay in your role, stay in your place. But if it was said to a man, would that be equally as offensive? Because it wouldn't offend me. I have a role. I have a place. And I play it well.
Yeah, but nobody's going to come up to you while you're speaking or while you're playing your role or doing what you do as a man and say, stay in your place. That doesn't happen.
Is it because traditionally men have said that to women in other situations, and now the broader male population that are taking on that are using that in instances where it just fit, because people can step up and do lectures and talk and write books and do whatever they do. If that's their role and that's their place, then so be it. But you're doing what you do. So you're talking about critical issues. Why would somebody tell you stay in your place?
You tell me. Because we see it all the time.
That's a mentality.
Yeah, exactly.
And
that's what I'm addressing.
Right, and a mentality coming from people that have not been able to supersede that kind of thinking. When I say supersede that kind of thinking, if a man says that to a woman, then I think a woman can equally say to a man, then, okay, then what is your role? And are you the best at playing that role? Then I tell you what, then if your role and your description of your role don't require for you to be the fuck in my face, then be gone, telling me to stay in my place.
Yeah, but I mean, that sounds good, but that's not how most women talk to men.
No, I'm not saying that they should talk to men that way. I'm just saying that's the idea of it.
Yeah. I mean, that's a great idea, but that's not the reality that most women face.
But Harriet Tubman didn't care about that.
Yeah.
Sojourner Truth didn't care about that.
I know, but I'm talking about the average sister right now who is in a domestic violent relationship, who is scared of her man, who is scared to speak her mind, who is scared to step out and do what she needs to do for herself and her children. I'm talking about those women. I'm talking about the women who are living in very oppressive situations, who have great minds and who have great abilities and have a man's foot on their neck and can't move forward and do the best of what they have to offer in this life. There's a lot of women, and it's not just black women, it's all women who are experiencing that. Now, the number of men who are living in situations where they have women who are oppressing them and living in domestic violence situations, and men and women who won't allow their men to be free. Yeah, there are men like that, but it's few and far in between when it comes to the male-female conversation. I'm just talking about the reality of what happens.
I have a mem that speaks directly to that, if I could find it real quick. And it speaks like really directly to that, because it talks about hold on for a second.
Shakir said strong is a male characteristic, resilient is feminine. I absolutely disagree.
That's some bullshit.
Sorry,
up.
Shakir.
Sorry,
both men and women have masculine and feminine properties within them. Strength is absolutely something that women embody. If maybe you haven't had a child, try childbirth. Try pushing a 9-pound baby out of a hole the size of Man. Yeah, no, I absolutely disagree with that. And I agree with you, universal justice. When it's time to be tough, I'm all for it, and there's a time and place for everything. You've said it 1,000 times. We need our women to be strong right now to help us get through what we're going through. Right. Now, when we don't have to go to work and face devils snuffing us and you know, face them taking our children from out of the household and face, you know, pedophiles in our communities and face drugs in our communities and face guns and face death and face everything that we're facing as a society, then we can sit back and talk about, you know, all of the other things. But for right now, we have to be strong as women. We really do.
Right. Ask him to call Trayvon Martin's mom and ask her, how strong does she have to be?
Emmett Till.
we can give you a list of people to call.
Sandy Bland's mother.
No, but I think a lot of times when we do that, we need to just stop going by white people's definitions.
Yeah.
A lot of these words were not even, you know.
And let me say this, just to kind of close this out, because I know we're going off into a whole nother level. But, you know, he said, Shakir said, you know, all words have duality. So, yeah, I mean, but you could have said that at first, bro. No,
but no, that's incorrect.
Mm-hmm.
If you're talking about the English language, not only duality, if there's another word for 5 and 6 and 7, please give me that word right now. But no, one word in the English language got about 6, 7 different definitions.
But they all lend to the same definition. Now, the opposite of strong is weakness. So
exactly.
There is no duality in the word strong. There's just maybe a couple of different words that you can use to describe or define the word strong.
Right.
There is no duality in the word strong. But there is duality in everything. So men and women both have, you know, strong characteristics, and they also have resilient characteristics. That, I will say, is accurate.
Right.
Male and female, feminine, masculine.
Right.
Masculine.
But this says the weight of a man should never be on a woman's shoulders. If you carry a man, it's only a matter of time before he crushes you or becomes weak himself.
Yeah.
So we have to understand this particular dynamic, and it's nothing personal towards Shakir. We just talking.
No, absolutely not. And I think because we live in this society that is so gender, you know, obsessed. I never was the female, you know, back in the days that was always like, you know, black woman, black woman, black woman. I never grew up feeling like I had to represent this, you know, woman type of. I just didn't grow up in that type of environment.
Right.
But I've become more outspoken and more solidified in that position, for one, because, you know, I became a mother. For two, because I'm seeing the struggle that black women go through. And while we internalize and value the black man's struggle, I don't think that that's reciprocated for the black woman's struggle.
Right.
But to get to the gender conversation, I find myself having to have this conversation a lot, and that's not even my thing. Like, I'm not into man versus woman, woman versus man. I have a son.
Right.
So I'm just as adamant about black men's rights and my father, you know, and you as anything. But because we are living in this society, and if we didn't talk about this, we would be lying about the reality of what it is that we're facing. If we really valued the fact that men and women have masculine and feminine attributes, both are strong, both are resilient, both can be, you know, as great as they want to be in any capacity in the society. If we really truly lived that, we wouldn't even have to have the conversation.
Exactly.
But we don't. How many people do you know that have had daughters and were mad because they had daughters?
Oh, wow. Yeah,
damn, I wanted a son. I missed the first time. I said, you know, I'm going to try again. I'm going to keep trying until I have a son. How many times have you heard that?
I've heard that.
That's a slap in the face as a woman.
Yeah.
But that's the prevalent society that we live in.
Right. I was trying to find the quote. I remember who said it. I was reading a book, an article that led me to a book about Steve Jobs, because I'm really curious, a man with that much power and the way he died, and there was no real story behind how he died, like what did he die of? And I was just fascinated and curious. But in studying him, Steve Jobs, I ran across a quote, and surprisingly enough, I can't find it now, but let me see if I can remember it. He says, someone's asking him in reference to hiring women. He says he purposely hires intelligent women. He said, I would never hire an intelligent woman, as creative and beautiful and smart as she is, then bring her in and control her and stifle her.
Right.
He brings intelligent women in and let them be as creative as they want to be.
So
you don't, and I'm saying that with people, men, period.
Yeah.
We as men meet beautiful, intelligent women and then want to control them and possess them.
Yeah.
No, you can't. That's like you going and buying a bird and then putting it in a cage.
Yeah. And I hate that. Oh, I hate that.
No.
I hate to see birds in cages.
Steve Jobs said, "Stay hungry," and a lot of us just stay foolish.
The more I find myself, the more people I lose. That's one of my favorite memes. The more I find myself, the more people I lose. That's deep.
Yeah, that's really deep, and that speaks to a degree of who we are as an ever evolving kind of people, and that's not for everybody.
Right.
True teaching is not a culmination of knowledge. It is an awakening of consciousness which goes through successive stages.
Say that again?
True teaching is not a culmination of knowledge. It is an awakening of consciousness which goes through successive stages.
Wow.
You don't come out of the womb knowing.
Yeah.
There's something that you instinctively know.
Yeah.
And the best thing, the baby comes out of the womb reaching for the breast because it instinctively know it has to eat and survive.
Right.
Some things are learned behavior.
Yeah.
Some things are passed down through the genes.
Yeah.
Environment has a lot to do with that.
Absolutely. Buddha was asked, "What have you gained from meditation?" He replied, "Nothing. However, let me tell you what I've lost. Anger, anxiety, depression, insecurity, fear of old age, and death."
Wow.
Meditate.
Yeah.
Yep.
Every thought, every action creates ripples through this indefinite field of consciousness. You are far more powerful than you realize.
Yeah.
Accept your own and be yourself.
Yeah. Monique just sent me this. Mandy Hale said, "If you don't love yourself, you'll always take after people who don't love you either." That's real talk.
Ooh. We're going to go to the call lines, and we're going to take the caller from the 901 area code. This is NMEMindz Radio with Professor Griff and ZaZa Ali. What's good?
Hey, how y'all doing? This is Justin.
All right, how are you?
Brother?
Well, I was thinking, like a lot of different things, the memes can be useful or they can be harmful. And one particular way they can deliver misinformation. I know I fell victim if you don't look at them and look into them, as you say, Griff, that you might miss that it's from a fake media site.
Right, I agree.
And I just want to drop it in. I appreciate y'all doing the work that y'all do.
Really appreciate
it. Thank you. Why are you doing that? All right, this was a good meme that set me up on something that, the app info. If you have the Facebook or the Twitter app on your phone, they have access to everything that is on your phone.
Yeah.
Everything. So this was a meme that was being passed around. When you sign on to these different apps, you give them permission. It says this application can access the following on your device. It can directly call phone numbers. It can edit your text messages, read your text messages, receive text messages, send text messages, take pictures and photos, record audio, approximate your location or your precise location. It says modify your contacts, read your contacts, add or modify calendar events, and send email to guests without owner's knowledge. Read calendar events plus confidential information. Read your own contact card. Modify or delete the contents of your USB storage. Read the contents of your USB storage. Add or remove accounts. Create accounts and set passwords. Find accounts on the device and read Google service configuration.
Wow.
And whenever you sign up for the app, you'll always have to fill out say I agree, click the confirm button, and you never read through the whole list of things.
Of course.
I told you one time on my my tablet, I was signing up for, I think it was Amazon Play or something. It was an app, and I read you the list. It was like 15 things.
Yeah.
In order to get this app, you have to agree to allow all of this stuff. So I don't have a Facebook app. I don't have a Twitter app. I deleted all of that stuff. I go straight on my phone. I use the internet only, going straight to Facebook through
Right.
the internet because, no, I'm not giving anybody that kind of access. And
Right.
they're giving people cases now.
Hell yeah.
Based on what, your phone, they're going through text messages. Yeah, so be mindful, brothers and sisters.
Yes.
Be mindful.
This one says the universe is not punishing you or blessing you. The universe is responding to the vibrational attitude that you are emitting.
Wow. Yeah.
You are what you think you are.
Yeah. Check this out.
Mm.
This is Brother Lecrae. He's someone on Twitter. Dear Hip Hop, we can't scream murder, misogyny, lawlessness in our music and then turn around and ask for equality and justice.
Wow.
Thank you. Because
Mm.
there's a lot of hypocrisy going on right about now.
Mm.
Yeah, not understanding.
Mm. Maturity comes when you stop making excuses and start making changes.
Yeah, that's real talk.
Yes. I'm not one for excuses. I make it happen. Erica Badu. She says, I've been telling y'all about this bullshit system for 5 damn albums. And the only thing y'all motherfuckers remember is I called Tyrone.
Wow, that's real. Yep, and she has too, and she's been dropping jewels.
Woo!
Words can hurt or heal. What did yours do today?
Say it again.
Words can hurt or heal. What did yours do today?
Yeah, I think mine's uplifted today because there's some people I talk to that I hope this brother ain't listening, man, but I talked to a brother who I'm like, bro. He said white men constantly being drawn to him. I said, that's not them, bro. That's you.
Right.
You need to check you on why you're drawing them to you.
Right.
Elijah Muhammad said, in a minute, we're going to have to wrap a shoestring around our finger to remind ourselves that these people even exist. But anyway, consider how hard it is to change yourself. Isn't it difficult to change something about yourself?
Yeah.
So now you
Especially
understand what little chance you have in changing others.
Yeah. Yeah, makes sense. Makes sense. Warriors few. It always involves the simple choice of who will stand beside you. That is Mwali Moke Momani Baruti. Warriors few. It always involves the simple choice of who will stand beside you.
Let me ask you something. Do you, as we depart, do we get to the point where we're really perplexed at who we know will stand with us? I wonder if women feel that in relationships.
Say it again, the last part.
Do you ever wonder in your mind when you was in a relationship, but this dude will like fight for you, stand for you, defend you, and all of these things? That ever go through your mind?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Until you stop stalking my page, everything you see is going to piss you off. That's a picture of Celie from The Color Purple.
Last couple of callers. Call us on the 8th.
That's me from food prep. Well, I'm a dishwasher too, but I prep food also. I do a little bit of both. Yeah, I'll see you around.
Can you come and sit at duty?
No, I got to work. I'm going to close the door. You out? All right, man. No, I got to work. I work 2 jobs. Yeah. I let him know.
My brother, how do you feel today?
Over here to my porch.
Hello, brother. Brother.
Hello.
How do you feel today, my friend?
Hello.
Listen, this is Mahmoud. Listen, I'm calling you from NMEMindz Radio. Professor Griff took a fucking shit. He's sitting under the toilet right now, and I'm taking over the goddamn stage. Listen, hello?
Hello.
Hello. This is Mahmoud. Who am I speaking to?
Yes, can you hear me?
Listen, brother. This is Mahmoud. Who is this?
All right, I'm sorry, man. I didn't know if it was me or not, but I'm a first-time caller, long-time listener. So, peace, queen, peace, king.
No, listen, Griff, not you today. Listen, we have bombs. You know what you're doing right now, brother? Brother.
Hey, Griff, stop playing, man.
Don't laugh at me. I'll take off first. No, brother. This was Mahmoud.
Griff, how y'all doing, man? I got some questions.
Take this call, ZaZa. I'm leaving. Bye. Salam alaikum.
ZaZa, how you doing?
Peace, King. What's good?
I'm good. How y'all? Okay, I just got some brief questions. Long time listener, first time caller. I want to shout out to all the work y'all been doing. I've been listening for a long time, so I definitely appreciate it. You know what I mean? I got a question. All right, my question is, if y'all ever get a chance, I would like for y'all to post up like a list of documentaries. I listen to y'all a lot, and when y'all do shout out the documentaries, I do try to go check them out, but I listen to a lot of the shows from the archive, so I don't have a chance to like sit down and write them down and then check them out when I get the chance. So if y'all could put a list somewhere, that'd be awesome, you know what I mean?
Well, you know, bro, we do a DVD sale once a month where we provide our people with access to Griff's library, which has thousands of documentaries, and each month we sell anywhere between 60 and 75 DVDs for $35 for 8. So if you email me your email address, I'll put you on our mailing list, and when we do the sale, I'll send you the information, and then you can, we can go from there.
All right, I definitely appreciate that. I do know the DVD sale that you guys are talking about, so thank you for that, and I appreciate that.
Okay.
Other than that, man, I just wanted to call in. It's my first time calling, so I'm just excited to be on the line with y'all. I definitely appreciate all the work y'all putting in. I don't got too much more to say. I sort of tuned in kind of late. But,
all right, cool. Just send me your email address, and even if you don't buy them, I'll send you the list, and you'll have the list of the DVDs, and you can get them when you can.
Awesome.
All right.
I definitely appreciate it.
All right,
tell Griff, tell Crazy Griff to have a good night, man.
All right, King. Peace.
All right, peace.
All right, I have another meme by, it says, we're talking about the science of governing people. We need to begin to talk about the science of governing yourself. If we keep relying on the government to take care of not the wants, but the needs of the masses of the people, we're only going to end up broke, lonely, out of doors, and hungry, and begging from the same people that want to oppress us. Professor Griff of Public Enemy.
Thank you.
Yeah.
All right. I am back. I told Mahmoud to come sit in for a second. I had to use the restroom.
So you left me in here with a stranger?
Yo, I thought he was cool. He
smelled like...
Anyway, I was just trying my best.
Thank you.
Caller from the 336 area code.
Peace, family. How you doing?
Hey,
Peace
brother. What's going on with you, bro?
Yeah.
Hey.
Peace, Queen.
Peace up, bro.
Don't start. Don't start.
Hey, no, bro. I'm just saying, man. It's me. You a jive turkey, man.
A jive turkey? Oh, my God. I haven't heard that since my dad.
Yeah,
really,
right.
Bro?
Peace, Queen. Peace. Yeah, I'm glad you there to keep him in some restraints.
Man, you come on, brother. You jive.
I got this meme for everyone who goes to work, and I'm about to go to work, and that's my alarm clock going off. It said, it says, how in the hell could a man enjoy being awakened at 6:30 a.m. by an alarm clock, leap out of bed, dress, 4-speed, shit, piss, brush teeth, hair, and fight traffic to get to a place where essentially you made lots of money for somebody else and were asked to be grateful for the opportunity to do so?
George Carlin. Is that George Carlin?
That's Charles Brewatsky.
Oh, wow.
Wow.
Yeah,
I
keep that on.
Carlin said something very similar to that.
Brother should keep.
Yeah.
90
and I
seconds.
say, and
we got to check out of here, man.
Yeah, right. Y'all go ahead. I'm gonna hold you. I'm getting ready to go to this Justice Cipher Born. But if you a black man in America, if you ain't angry, something wrong with you.
Right. Comb your hair, brother. All right, man. See you later, man.
All right.
All right, brother.
Peace, King. You are really
all right.
silly.
Come on, ZaZa. Give me your final words, man.
All right. My final quote is from Rogers.
Mm-hmm.
He says, for a period of more than 100 years, African warrior nationalists, mostly kings, who had never worn a store-bought shoe or heard of a military school, outmaneuvered and out-generaled some of the finest military minds of Europe.
Wow.
That is from World's Great Men of Color, Volume 1. Definitely much love and honor to the legacy of the great scholar and historian J.A. Rogers.
J.A. Rogers. Dr. Leonard Jeffries says, whoever controls the images controls the self-esteem, controls the respect and self-development. Whoever controls the history controls the vision. Dr. Leonard Jeffries. Shout out to Dr. J. Leonard Jeffries. All right. This is Professor Griff, and this is ZaZa Ali on NMEMindz Radio, and it's been a pleasure serving y'all today. Love y'all to life.
Peace, family.
Peace, y'all. We'll see y'all on Thursday, which will be 24 months this Thursday, y'all.
Thursday.
Yeah, Thursday. Oh, man,
it's August.
Son.
It's August.
Hell yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Oh, my God, I'm tripping. Okay.
You really tripping. I'm just saying.
Peace, family.
Peace.